Welcome, friends, to the Word Cloud Tarot Show. Today is the 4th of April 2022, and this week Elon Musk has bought a huge chunk of Twitter, 10% or so of it. What on earth has caused him to do that? We're going to do a tarot reading to find out. We're going to use my usual deck, which is the deck I designed to be the easiest deck to read in the entire world. Each card has a word cloud upon them, on which the meaning of the card itself is written. So in order to read the tarot, all you have to do is read the card. Today we're going to do a reading about Elon Musk's intervention by buying a huge chunk of Twitter. And when it's an intervention, a good spread to use is the horseshoe spread, which has cards for the past, the present, the future, the intervention itself, some influences, some obstacles, and of course a final outcome. So what do each of those cards mean? The history of Twitter was one of abundant messages. There was love between its users. There was a diversity of society. It was successful and everyone had high hopes for its future. But it was a centralized single target where all the trolls and the censors could gather. So everyone is now worried and exasperated and astonished at what has happened to Twitter, at its inadequacy against the trolls, at its desolation and separation of its audience. Twitter is clearly heading for a truce with power, an acquiescence to all its trolls, and timidity for its trolls, an acquiescence to all its censors, an armistice with power, and losing all of its own unique character. And so, enter the page Elon Musk with his massive amounts of resources, his enthusiasm and his intelligence and his aesthetic observance and eloquence and his curiosity. Surely he can do something. But what other influences will there be? Well, of course, other people also have plans. Elon Musk has only bought 10% of Twitter, and there are other stakeholders. There's the government, there's the governors, there's the stakeholders, the shareholders. All of them are preparing their own plans. They've all got their own counterbalancing plans to do. They're all carrying out their own arithmetic. And what is the main obstacle to Elon's plans for Twitter? Well, Twitter remains a centralized company. It remains subject to government attack. The Conservatives can attack it and force it to do their will. The Liberals can attack it and force it to cancel the Conservatives. Everyone can use government to attack a central entity. So what will be the result, the outcome? The outcome, of course, will be interference by those authorities. They will be forcing agreements upon Twitter. They will be forcing obligations upon Twitter. They will still be able to use its debts to control and restrain it. Interference is the only thing that Musk will find towards his plans. And so, in summary, Twitter started with hope. It was bountiful of opinion and it was widespread friendship and love. But soon, because it's a centralized entity, it was attacked and there was exasperation and astonishment at how the trolls came and the censors came. It was soon surely going to become part of the establishment or form a truce with the establishment. But along comes Elon with a plan to do something else. He's facing all the other people, all the other stakeholders and their plans to control this one centralized entity which can be dominated. The government will of course be a massive obstacle to making this entity in any way free. And the only thing Elon can expect is interference from those authorities. The only way to beat those authorities is to decentralize. Now, of course, that's my reading of the cards. If you would like to do your own reading of the cards, you can do so at wordcloudtarot.com, where you can buy a deck just like this. You can also sign up to the mailing list there to learn about new episodes of this show, which you can also get by joining the Telegram group at t.me/wordcloudtarot. We're also on Twitter at @wordcloudtarot. So that's it for this week. Join us again next week when we'll talk about something else important.